Good morning. This is your stat sensei, Mr. Spensey, and we're going to do another free response question. This one's from 2013, question 3. This is really important because part B specifies that we have to use the random number generator. We can't just put numbers in a hat to do a simple random sample this time. We have to use a random number generator, and this will teach you how to do that in part B. So an administrator at a large university wants to conduct a survey to estimate the proportion of students who are satisfied with the appearance of the university buildings and grounds. The administrator is considering 3 methods of obtaining a sample of 500 students from the 70,000. So we want a sample of size 500 out of 70,000. That's a big sample, and that's a huge school. Because of financial constraints, the first method the administrator is considering consists of taking a convenience sample. We don't like those. They tend to underrepresent part of the population. A very large number of students will attend the first football game of the season, and the first 500 students who enter the football stadium could be used as a sample. All right, so we're looking at the first 500 to enter the game. So let's think about those first 500. They're likely highly spirited. They probably love their school. Okay, maybe it's the football team, and of course they like it. Okay. So why might such a sampling method be biased in producing an estimate of the proportion of students who are satisfied with the appearance of the buildings? The sample may be biased because it's likely the first 500 students arriving to the stadium are not representative of the entire population. So we need to say that they're not representative, and then we need to give a reason why. For example, the first 500 might have substantially more school spirit and would likely give a greater percentage of favorable ratings than the student body as a whole. So we need to say that they're not going to be representative of the entire population, and we need to give some reasonable reason why. And we're going to say, hey, they have a lot of school spirit. Now, I made that up. I don't know. But as long as it's something reasonable and it backs your argument up, you're good to go. And that's true with any of the AP questions. You always have to give a reasonable reason. Because of the large number of students at the university, the second method the administrator is considering consists of using a computer with a random number generator. This tells me I can't put everyone's name in the hat. Even though you're using a simple random sample, we can't do it. Even though it says simple random sample, we can't put names in a hat. We have to use the random number generator. All right. And they're going to use a list of 70,000 names. So we have the list. Describe how to implement it. Well, I could assign each student a number from 1 to 70,000 and use a random number generator to select 500 unique values. It's important to use the word unique. Duplicates are to be ignored. In other words, we're not going to survey anyone twice. The 500 students who correspond to those numbers will be interviewed. So I need to say I'm going to randomly use a random number generator, and I could do that on my calculator. I could go math, probability, random integer, no repeat, 1, 2, 70, 1, 2, 3, 1,000, sample size 500. And at some point, it would take a while, but it'll ultimately give me 500 numbers to go select those people. All right? Make sure the main thing is you have to assign each student a number and then use the random number generator. So assign is important, and then random number generator. And then you have to make sure you ignore the duplicates. And there, so we'd go, oh, we want number 28,008 or 228. I have 700,000. I put too many. 228,196. So it'll do it, but it takes it'd be a slow process. Because stratification can often lead to a more precise estimate than a simple random sample, the third method the administrator is considering consists of selecting a stratified sample of 500 students. The university has 2 campuses. Well, that's interesting. With male and female students at each campus. Oh, wow, that's interesting too. So, because we want to know, hey, should we stratify by gender? Under what circumstances would stratification by campus provide a more precise estimate than stratifying by gender? So it's like, Why would I stratify by campus? Well, I have males and females at both campuses, so that's one thing. But what if the campuses are completely different? What if one is new and one is old? What if one has better facilities than the other? So that's why I would stratify as if the locations or the buildings between the campuses were different. So we always stratify on the variable that we believe will have the greatest impact on the study. That's our going in sentence. We need to always have it. Because they're two separate campuses, it makes sense to stratify by campus rather than by gender if, and here's my reason, I made it up. I don't know what they actually have. If the buildings at each campus were built at a different time or in different conditions or of different design. Because, hey, I may not like that one design, but the old campus, I love their design, but I don't like the new design. Or vice versa. Or the old campus doesn't have enough bathrooms, or they have crummy bathrooms, and the new campus has great bathrooms. Or one has good Wi-Fi and the other doesn't. Or one's in a sketchy area of town and one isn't. You just have to give a reasonable response, but we need to start off with we stratify on the variable that'll have the greatest impact. And if the campuses are different, then one might be better than the other or perceived to be so. I hope that helps. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching.